All right. Then let's get started. So this is going to be us going over the nominated players for the Melee Summit, and then I'm going to rank the players based on what players I want to see make it in. It's going to be based on partly player skill, partly representation of different places in the world, personal, entertainment of the players, and so on. So yeah, let's see what players we have nominated. We have Trif, we have Spud, we have IBDW, we have None, we have Cool Lime, Ginger, Lucky, Calmaster, Kevin Maples, Spark, Fable, Fiction, Chewdat, Jake and Shaken, Reesh, Greasy, Flipsy, Stango, Soap, Cool Kid. Is that Birdmaster or something? I don't know this player. Travioli and YCZ6. All right. Let me see. What players do I want in? All right. So what I will do is that I will rank 5 players and 2 honorable mentions. So let's get started. So number 5. So weakest player in terms of what I want in terms of getting voted in would be None. Or I guess None. All right. So why do I put None here? Main reason is that I personally find None really entertaining to watch. He's one of my favorite players to watch. His Falcon is crazy. This man doesn't know fear. It's always really, really entertaining to watch him play, especially, in those close, tense situations, because he's really, really going all in. I love watching None play. Also a really cool guy. We get, different country representation. As we all know, the US is so big when it comes to Melee. So None gives representation to Canada and Nicaragua. So all in all, that's very good too. Only 1 Falcon confirmed for Summit at the moment, so not too bad on the character representation either. But main reason I have him on is that I think he's really entertaining. The reason he's not higher on the list, because some people might wonder why is it only 5th if he's one of your favorite players to watch? The reason he's not higher up is because he's already been to Summit a few times, and I also value highly new people getting a chance going to Summit. 4th on the list would be Fiction. Fiction 4th on the list. Never been to Summit. Really, really good player. And Fiction really seems to be aiming very high at the moment. So I value all of these things highly. The things he does have against him, I guess, is Fox. But Fox is not as common as people say. And he lives in Cali, which traditionally have had very many representations at Summit. But overall, as I said, highly ranked player. And I think Fiction, given a few more, another 6 months to a year, I think he can really, really start beating even more players than he's already doing. He has a very high skill cap. So I personally want to see Fiction in. Not really sure what his chances will be in terms of actually getting voted in. The one advantage he probably would have is that a lot of people will go to Summit as buy-ins, right? And buy-ins always gets a lot of votes. And most likely, quite a few of the buy-ins will be from SoCal, since the buy-in ticket is very expensive in the first place. So it would not be a very, very, hard guess that a lot of the people going to Summit as buy-ins will be from SoCal, which increases the chances of Fiction being someone's favorite of these people, which means a lot of votes. I also could see Fiction being a kind of controversial person. Could also add to his advantage, to be honest. I like Fiction. I hope he gets in. Third on the list would be Spud. A lot of things here. Country representation, really good. I'm very, very big on this. I'm personally not a person that's all about the US 100% of the time. Don't get me wrong. I really like the American Smash community. I really do. But I think chances like this are chances we should take. One of the things we can do as a Smash community to help global Smash grow more is also to help people from countries that is not the US. I think it's very important that people understand this. And someone like Spud, living where he lives, he's living in Australia at the moment, I'm pretty sure. Obviously, he's not going to have as many, chances of going to the US, getting proper practice, entering these tournaments. Despite that, he has been climbing the ranks really quickly. And I got to play against him when I was in Australia last year. And this guy is fucking good. He's fucking good. If he placing his Foxes and Peaches, he can pull off some crazy upsets. And even in some of his weaker matchups, he's still getting really, really good. And I'll tell from experience that the 1 week, or technically 2 weeks a year, I improved the most in Melee in recent years was Summit time. Just being in SoCal for a week, getting this crazy good practice for a week straight. And someone like Spud would obviously use that to his advantage as well. So to everyone that is voting for Summit, please consider Spud. Do not think that, everyone else is going to vote for it. That's never how it works for Summit. I really hope that the Smash community takes this opportunity of helping out, people that don't always get all of these chances. I would love to see Spud there. See Spud there. I could see him being higher on this list, but I will settle for third for now. Second will be a really good friend of mine, IBDW. Of course, him being a very good friend of mine is obviously going to be, a big reason why I put him at second. But it's far from only the fact that he's a really good friend of mine. I also think IBDW is one of one of the biggest rising stars in the Melee community. He has really quickly as well been climbing the ranks. And he's taken a lot of really good players to Game 5 or been winning. He's a player I could see being top 10-ish level by the end of the year. With that said, I don't think he will necessarily be ranked top 10, because then obviously ranks is for the entire year and not just the last part. But by the end of the year, if he keeps it up, I could see him being top 10 based on recent results. He's a man for the future as well. He's also never been to Summit. Actually, all the people on this list so far, besides none, have never been to Summit. So that's something I value really highly in terms of people I want to see, as I said. And also, if Cody makes it in, I have promised him that I will give him pages of notes on how to beat HBox. I think he's probably the best sleeper pick for beating HBox. It's still a very high chance that he will need a few tries, because very few people on their first try is actually able to beat HBox, especially in this time and age. But if it's one person that could do it on their first try, I think it's IBDW. Because he does have a lot of pop practice with 2 Saint especially. and I will try to help him out as well. With that said, obviously he's not going to be the favorite by any means against HBox. HBox is still going to go in as the heavy favorite. But if IBDW plays really good, prepares properly, he's probably one of the few people outside of the current top 10 that could do it. So yeah, I hope to see IBDW there. I would also encourage people to vote for him. And then, to no surprise, my number one is going to be the fellow Peach, fellow European, Trif. Trif currently, he's having amazing results in Europe. He's very consistently winning tournaments over here. Obviously, Leffen is still a better player, but Trif has had an amazing 2019 so far, beating Mewtwo King at Genesis, beating Amsa twice at Phoenix Blue, and a really, really consistent player all around. He has only been to the US 3 or 4 times total, and I don't think he has racked up a single bad loss. I think he's only had great wins and respectable losses. And a lot of his respectable losses have been Game 5 as well. Like losing to Pew Pew, Game 5. I think that happened like 2 of his tournaments. Lost to like West Bowls, Game 5. So, yeah, he only loses to like really good players so far when he goes to the US. And normally take a few good wins on the way. And with me not going to tournaments for melee singles, Trif is like one of the 2 current Peaches that are like actually doing good. I know Laud has not been entering too much, but Trif and Laud, they are the future. Might be more Peaches in the future too, but for now, Trif and Laud, the best 2 picks. And with Laud not opting in, Trif is for sure the person to vote for in terms of Peach representation. The thing is also Trif, kind of like Spud, they're both coming from regions where it's like much rougher. Like a lot of people have heard me talk about like how hard it is, or Leffen for that matter, how much harder it is living in Europe, practicing, reaching the top, all of that. But not even us can compare to either Spud or Trif in terms of like how hard it actually is. Because for them, it's even harder. It's even harder for them to actually get all the way up. And that's not to like take away from players that have it better than them, but it's just objectively the truth. If you live in Spain and you want to reach the top in Melee, you will have more of a pain in the ass. That's just simply how it is. And just like Spud, I think Trif would make the best out of this opportunity. So I really hope that the community votes Trif in. This time around, it seems like it's not too, like, compared to some other Summit votings in the past, this one doesn't look nearly as stacked in terms of how many, like, amazing players are signing up for the vote-in. So I really hope to see Trif getting voted in. And I'll try to help. I'll try to help Trif make it in as well. So, yeah, I also clearly encourage people to vote for Trif. But yeah, I also promised some honorable mentions. So they are not going to be my picks, but to give some more names and just talk shortly about them, it would be Jake and Shaken. I'll just type Jankin and Stango. Both great Marth players, both rising players. Also think they both could do the best out of this opportunity. The main thing that makes me not put them there, like in the top 5 for now, is that they're quite a bit behind the other players in terms of player ranks. But of course, if they do get voted in, that could possibly be a factor in terms of making them overall much better players. So it's not like I will be sad if either of them get voted in by any means. I would obviously be very happy for them. But for now, I rank the other 5 higher. So yeah, that's gonna be my summit list. It's gonna be interesting to see how it goes. Obviously, I'm hoping for the best. Obviously, but yeah, please let me know what players you would like to see voted in at the Melee Summit.